Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about the training method that allowed me to pack on muscle mass rapidly. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. And I'm looking for five guys or girls, 5 men or women that want to pack on muscle mass rapidly and that are interested in using this type of program. I'm going to put you on it. I'm going to train you with it. We're going to hit it for the long run and see what happens. So if you're interested, message me on Instagram at BenTheBarman or email me benthebarman@gmail.com. All right. The training method that allowed me to pack on muscle mass rapidly. I just want to backtrack a little bit. In 1986, I went to college for astrophysics in New Mexico Tech. I'm a space nerd. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody my secret. And I met an English professor, Dr. Michael Gilbertson, and it just had a small gym. This college had a small gym, and Dr. Michael Gilbertson was always in there working out. Now, Dr. Michael was a bodybuilder. He was, he wasn't lean and ripped, but you could tell he was packed. He had plenty of mass. And at the time, I was developing my passion for lifting. And Dr. Michael Gilbertson gave me this method. And I took it, I didn't question it, and I ran with it. And later in life, as I became a writer, I put together the Power Muscle Burn System, which just absolutely took off. There's like 3,000 comments plus on muscleandstrength.com. It was ripped off on JFit. A ton of people, a ton of testimonials on this program. Basically the same program I use. And then I eventually evolved it into the Power Muscle Block System, which you can find as a course over on my website, superlivingtoday.com. And I'll link that down below. But here are the basics. The basics are, he told me, when you're training a major muscle group, I want you to go in and I want you to do 2 heavy sets. Okay, he said about 4 to 6 reps, 2 heavy sets. When the weight on those heavy sets gets relatively, when you feel like you can add more weight, add more weight. When you feel like if you're doing 155 on bench and you do 2 sets for 6 reps, then add weight. And when you can do 2 sets for 6 reps with the next 5 pounds, then add weight. So the goal was to get about 2 sets of 4 to 6 for heavy compound movement. And then he said, move on to a more mid-range movement. You're going to move from a compound movement to a less intense compound movement or a machine exercise or something similar. So you would do 2 sets of 8 to 12 per exercise for that type of movement. And then when you were done, you would do 2 sets of higher rep stuff, 12 to 15, with more of an isolation movement. So you had a myriad of rep ranges. You'd have your heavy compounds, you'd have your mid-range exercises like moderate compounds and machines, and then you'd have your isolation exercises. Now, you don't just have to do 2 sets of each. You could do 4 sets of 4 to 6 reps. You could do 4 sets of 8 to 12. You could do 4 sets of pump work, your 12 to 15 isolation. Doesn't really matter. But what he was trying to get across to me was try this type of programming. And I did. Now for smaller muscle groups like biceps and triceps and things like that, and I call hamstrings a smaller muscle group, only because they've been challenged a lot already with squats and deadlifts and things like that. You have to use common sense. Like on triceps, you could do 2 sets of 4 to 6 on close grip bench. Then you could do cable extensions, 2 sets of 8 to 12, and then you could do some kind of a pump work. Biceps, you could do biceps curls, 2 sets of 4 to 6, or you could do chin-ups, 2 sets of 4 to 6, or something like that, and then you can move on to your moderate rep range and then more of your pump work. But you got to make sure the amount of sets that you're using makes sense. You don't want to use the same amount of sets for minor muscle groups as major. Now, the obvious question is, with the 2-2-2 type of training, how do you structure it? Well, that's what I got into in the Power Muscle Burn and the Power Muscle Block. There's no magic way. You could do only 2 sets of compounds. Then you could do 6 sets of the 8 to 12 rep range if you want, and then maybe 4 sets of isolation exercises, or you could do 4 of your compounds, 4 of 8 to 12, and 4 of isolations. It really doesn't matter. Whatever works best for you. It's a lot of personal preference. But the key to all this was progressive overload. When you're using a weight for those sets, when you have moved up to the max amount of reps. So for the 4 to 6, when you can do 6 reps for both sets, move up in weight. For the 8 to 12, when you can do 12 reps for each of the set of that exercise, move up in weight. You have to have a progression approach built in, and that's basically how I did it. On leg day, I would go in and do squats, 2 sets of 4 to 6. I would go on to do leg presses, 2 sets of 8 to 12. And I forget what other stuff I do, but I'd use that same pattern. I use this same approach from 1986 through basically, well, there was different periods of time, but from 1986 when I started till 1988, my physique dramatically changed. I came home from college and people were asking me in the gym what I was taking. It's not a magic program, and obviously it's a bro split, but trust me, if you ride this program hard, you are going to get results out of it. And my modern application, or my modern way of doing this, is a power muscle block. And if you're interested in trying this, I'm looking for 5 people that want to be coached by me. This is not a free service. I want to be coached. We're going to do this program. We're going to run it long term. We're going to nail down your diet and see what happens. And again, if you want to learn more, Muscle and Strength has a power muscle burn system for free. If you want to see the latest, the evolution of this program, the Power Muscle Block, you can check that out. Link down below. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.